Hello, we're going to go over question 18 that appeared in the higher iGCSE paper 1HR in May 2018. I recommend pausing the video after the question is shown so you can try it yourself, then play the video again to see the solution and where the marks are awarded. This is question 18. We're given a quadrilateral which is broken into two triangles. We're told that angle SRQ here is acute, and we're asked to work out the size of angle SQR, which is this angle here. Remember, you do have the formula sheet, and this will be helpful to answer this question. Pause the video, attempt to answer the question, return to play the video to see the solution and where the marks are awarded. Welcome back. We're looking for this angle here. There isn't much we can do with this triangle. We do have the angle with the opposite side, but we don't have anything else, so we can't use the sine rule yet. To use the sine rule, we would need another side or one of these angles to be able to work out another measurement. If we look at the top triangle, we can see we've got two sides and one angle, which means we can use the cosine rule to find the third side. If we name this angle here A, then this length here will be my little a. And these two sides can be labelled little b and little c. This will give us a squared is equal to 8 squared plus 12 squared. Take away 2 times 8 times 12 times cos 120. This will give us a squared is equal to 208 take away negative 96, which is the same as 304. If we square root both sides, we will find that a is equal to square root 304, which is equal to 17.4356. We can now see we can use the sine rule because we have the angle with its opposite side, and now we have this length here. We can use that to find the angle here. And the sine rule tells us that a length over sine of its opposite angle is equal to a different length over sine of the opposite angle to that length. We can switch these round so the sine of the angles are on the top with their respective opposite measurements are on the bottom. This means we can say sine of the angle R over the length A, where we know A is equal to square root 304 or 17.4356. And we know that that is equal to sine of the angle 27 over its opposite length 9. If we multiply both sides by the square root of 304, the square root 304 on the left hand side will cancel out with this square root 304, leaving us with sine R. And on the right hand side we will multiply the sine 27 over 9 by the square root of 304. To find the angle of R, we need to do the inverse function of sine. This will leave us with R on the left hand side, and on the right hand side this will give us the inverse of sine of square root 304 times sine 27 over 9. This will give us an angle of 61.5834. And as we know, the angles in a triangle sum to 180, and we know that this angle is 27, and we've now worked out this angle is 61.5834, we can work out the angle SQR, which is what the question is asking for. And this will give us an answer of 91.4 to 1 decimal place. If you got the answer of 91.4, you would score all 6 marks. Otherwise, there's a mark for pulling out the cosine rule and inputting the correct values. There is also a mark for either reaching the square root of 304 or 17.4356. There is another mark available for reaching the square root of 304 or 17.4356. There's another mark for pulling out the sine rule and inputting the correct values, and then rearranging. There's a mark for finding the angle R as 61.5834, and finally a mark for the final answer of 91.4. I hope you found that helpful.